we're off to a great start. The other night, I was reading some of my old diaries from when I was around 12, 13 to 15 years old. I was just reminiscing and then subsequently getting very congested because of the dust that had collected from all of my journals being stuffed in a box in my closet. But the reason I was looking through some of my old journals was because I had remembered how much I miss having crushes. In my journals, every other page, I swear, every other page was me waxing poetic about my crushes and how much I loved them and how cute I thought they were and everything I wanted to do to them and everything I wanted them to do to me. At one point, for like a year or so, or even longer than that, I had 3 crushes at the same time. One at school, one at daycare, and then one at church. What a time to be alive. That was a lot of fun. I felt like I had options. I would be like, who am I gonna choose? In reality, I was not choosing any of them, and none of them were choosing me. And I feel like that's fine. But I just remember the feeling of being so enamored with someone at the time when I was just discovering what romantic feelings felt like. I remember looking forward to going to school or going to class because I knew that my crush was in my class. I would always look forward to seeing them during recess, even though I knew full well I wasn't going to approach them or talk to them. I was just gonna look at them from afar while I walked around the schoolyard talking to myself. But I had something to look forward to whenever I went to school. It made school a lot better. Not that school was bad. It made me enjoy it more because I had something to look forward to. I would look forward to going to daycare after school because I would see my daycare crush. I would look forward to going to church or going to youth group during the week because I would see my crush. From ages 11 to like 15, I would write so much about my crushes. When I wasn't writing about how my day went, I was writing about them. I would make up scenarios in my head, romantic fantasies about my crushes, because I was not going to tell them how I felt, even though they found out eventually. Against my will. But honestly, I don't think I was very subtle in like my crushes. I would have my little brother I would have my younger brother go up to my crush and his friends and talk to them for me because I was not sure what I was going to say to someone I found attractive. That was too scary for me. I didn't know what to say, so I would have him do it for me. And then he eventually told my school crush that I liked him. I still haven't forgiven him. I'm just kidding. Adam, you were 7. It was fine. You did nothing wrong. I specifically remember on the last day of school in like grade 6, I like hugged my crush for the first time because it was the last day of school. It was summertime. We weren't gonna see each other for the next 2 months. So we were all hugging each other and I took that opportunity to hug my crush. And it was the best day of my life. I hugged him 3 times. Once, like, during class. Another time was during recess. I don't remember. It's been 15 years. When was the last time? Probably at the end of the school day. And when I got home that day, I was, like, very reluctant to wash the hoodie I was wearing because it smelled like him. Oh, I miss being 11 years old. But it's things like that. How much I just was so infatuated with these people. I miss that feeling so much. It was just so, at the time, it was so wholesome. I mean, I know now as an adult that a crush is just like a lack of information. I feel like if I had actually dated any of the people I had crushes on, I don't think I would have liked them as much as I did when, I guess, the deeper parts of their personality were a mystery to me. But I guess we'll never know. I feel like the pining and the yearning is a feeling that I haven't experienced in such a long time. Like it's been a long time since I've had a crush. Like probably 7 years. I think that's why I miss it so much. It's been a while since I've been in love, and I'd like to be in love at some point. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. I would seize every opportunity to catch a glimpse of the guys I had a crush on. Whenever I would just chill by myself in the schoolyard, like the undiagnosed autistic that I was, I would just walk around the schoolyard reciting Ask the Sonic Heroes episodes out loud. Whenever I would see my crush, I would just because looking at them like in the eyes, it was too difficult. I find it hard to look people I find attractive in the eyes, so I would just look at them from afar. If I felt like they were looking at me too, I would look away. But I also remember like writing in my journal how excited I was because my crush looked at me. They most likely were not looking at me. They were probably looking at like the basketball net behind me, or like the tree behind me, or just looking in my general direction. But my delusional self interpreted it as, oh my gosh, Jason looked at me. Oh my gosh, this is the best day of my life. And I miss being that excited about the smallest things. I feel like in elementary school was when my crushes were the strongest, because again, I had like 3 at the same time. Like my brain interpreted it as like me being in this crazy love square. I loved being that delusional. I feel like if I did that now at age 25, that's not cute. But at 11, it makes sense. But in high school, there were like a few guys that I thought were kind of cute, but they didn't blossom into full-blown, all-consuming, mind-altering, world-bending crushes. Except for one. There was this guy in my drama class. He was in my drama class twice. Once in grade 10, and then again in grade 11. My crush on him took a while to materialize. I feel like that's just how it happens. You know this person for like several months, or in the case of one of my crushes, several years. Something happens, there's a glitch in the matrix, you have a dream about them, and then boom, you're in love. What's that quote from The Fault in Our Stars? Like, you fall in love the way you fall asleep, slowly and then all at once. That's usually how it was with me. But there was this guy in my drama class. Let's call him I can't think of a fake name. I'll just call him drama class guy. So I would describe my drama class crush as your quintessential white brunette guy with glasses who makes commentary videos on YouTube about nerdy topics. Yeah, and by the time he was in my drama class in grade 11, I thought he was so hot. It just happened out of the blue. In grade 10, he was just another guy in my drama class who I thought was kind of funny. Then at the end of grade 10, we played a game of Mafia, and I don't remember how that game works. I was the last one to say who I thought the killer was. He started like begging on his knees, pleading to me that I wouldn't say it was him. Just, you know, being an actor, being a silly little dude. And I was like, oh, I like when you beg for me. And then in grade 11, he was my new obsession. I always looked forward to drama class because I would see him. And at one point, we had to do like small scripts in pairs. We would all sit in a circle on the stage, and my drama teacher decided to pick our partners at random so people wouldn't just pick their friends. I was paired up with drama class crush guy. I should really give him a fake name, shouldn't I? Let's call him Steven. So my drama teacher paired me up with Steven. I was rejoicing on the inside. I was so happy, but also so nervous, because that meant I had to interact with him one-on-one. I thought he was so cute. I thought he was so hot. I thought he was so sexy, and I had to work with him for the next, like, I don't know how long we worked together in pairs. Maybe 2 weeks. Those were the best 2 weeks of my life. Despite how nervous I was to interact with the guy I had a crush on, I think it went well from what I remember. Reading my journal entries from that time really jogged my memory. I think what helped was that he was also pretty nice. He seemed like a nice guy. He was funny. He was sweet. I think we worked well together, and I think we did well in our small scripts. Do I remember what we did? No, but I relish and savored every moment that we had together. Us performing our small scripts where we had like 3 lines each on stage. Oh, I felt like, oh, I'm the star of a romance movie and he is my love interest. And our drama class took place in the school's theater, so when we would rehearse and stuff, we would like sit close together. The only thing separating us was the armrest, in between the seats. He would make me laugh by like performing the lines in different voices just for funsies. He liked to watch movies. I don't know, he liked Batman. He liked the Beatles. Wow. And every time we would get on and off stage, since the like house lights were off and only the stage lights were on, I'm visually impaired, so I couldn't really see the seats when I would walk on and off stage, or the stairs. So I would ask him to assist me on and off the stage. Not just because I wanted to be closer to him. I mean, I did, but I also needed the assistance so I didn't trip and fall on my face. He would hold my hand when we would get on and off stage. I was so happy. I was jubilant. I was joyous. I was doing happy dances on the inside. Now, the proper way to do sighted guide with a visually impaired person is for me to hold their elbow, but the opportunity to hold your crush's hand only comes once in a lifetime. And I decided to take that chance, and I don't regret it one bit. Now, I knew for a fact that I wasn't going to tell drama class guy how I felt. I've given up on the fake name. I knew I wasn't going to tell him how I felt, but I would still admire him from afar and always look forward to going to drama class. But then I found out that he had a girlfriend from overhearing his conversation with a friend at the end of school when the hallways were packed. I just so happened to be behind him and he mentioned his girlfriend, and I was like, what? You had a girlfriend this whole time? You were betrothed this entire time? How dare you betray me like this? How dare you break my heart like this? This is terrible. Needless to say, I was devastated. But that's just how crushes are. Having a crush often involves you doing pretty embarrassing things. I'm pretty sure I mentioned before that I didn't know how to talk to any of these boys. They were too attractive. I put them on too high of a pedestal to be able to talk to them like the normal people they were. Whenever they like showed up in my general vicinity, I would just like quote random things with my brother, because we would hang out during recess and I would just quote random things whenever they showed up. Not to them, just around them. Another thing I loved about having crushes is just the creativity that it would spawn in me. I would journal all the time, like every other page was about my crush, my crush, my crush, and I would make up these scenarios and write these like fantasies in my journal. I knew it wouldn't happen. I wanted them to happen, but I knew I wouldn't do anything about it. But as Tyler Joseph said, it's fun to fantasize. So I did, and it was fun. It was so much fun. Sometimes it was a little painful because none of them liked me back, but it was fun. It was the potential. That's really all crushes are. It's the potential. I would draw pictures, I would write journal entries, I would write stories and scenarios about me and my crushes, and it was fun. I love fun. I haven't had a crush in a while, but I know that if I do in the future, it's not going to be exactly the same feeling as it was when I was 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I think at this point in my life, I would be brave enough to at least tell them that I'm interested in them. If they're a random stranger, I wouldn't, because that's weird. If I'm already friendly with them, or friends with them, and we are near each other on a regular basis, like, I'm going back to school this fall. I'm gonna be at a new school with brand new people. I'm bound to have a crush on at least one. And if I do, and I have the guts to, I'd like to tell them how I feel. And if they don't reciprocate, I hope they're nice about it. I feel like you're weird if you make fun of someone for telling you how they feel. I feel like if that happened to me, then that crush would disintegrate immediately. That says a lot about you and nothing about me. But yeah, crushes are fun, and I miss them. It's 11 p.m. It's time for bed.